Welcome 3 AM Tales listeners to our countdown of the top 10 creepiest cases of demonic possessions. Prepare yourself for a journey into the unknown, where reality and the supernatural blur. We begin our descent into the abyss with a look at some of the most documented and disturbing cases of demonic possession. Brace yourselves, for the truth is often more unsettling than fiction. At our number 10, our journey begins in West Pittston, Pennsylvania, with the unsettling case of the Smurl family. Jack and Janet Smurl, along with their young daughters, moved into a seemingly ordinary duplex in 1974. At first, the disturbances were minor, bad smells, temperature fluctuations, and strange noises, but the phenomena soon escalated, becoming increasingly sinister and violent. Objects moved on their own, unseen hands shook the house, and disembodied voices whispered threats. The Smurls, devout Catholics, turned to their faith for help, enduring multiple exorcisms in a desperate attempt to rid their home of the demonic entity. Their story serves as a chilling reminder of the unseen forces that may lurk in the shadows. Number 9. Our next case takes us to Gary, Indiana, where LaToya Ammons and her 3 young children found themselves trapped in a horrifying ordeal. What began as strange occurrences in their rental home quickly spiraled into a nightmare. Footsteps echoed in empty hallways, shadowy figures appeared, and the children became withdrawn and fearful. The children's behavior grew increasingly disturbing, exhibiting signs of demonic possession. Medical professionals and social workers, initially skeptical, were left baffled by the children's inexplicable behavior. The Ammons haunting case remains one of the most well-documented and unsettling accounts of modern demonic possession. Number 8. Anneliese Michel, a young woman from Germany, became the subject of one of the most controversial and terrifying cases of demonic possession in history. In the late 1960s, Anneliese began experiencing seizures and exhibiting extreme behavioral changes. Doctors, initially diagnosing epilepsy and mental illness, were unable to explain the full extent of her terrifying transformation. As Anneliese's condition deteriorated, she claimed to be possessed by multiple demonic entities. The Catholic Church authorized a series of exorcisms performed over a grueling 10-month period. The exorcism of Anneliese Michel remains a haunting and controversial case, raising questions about the nature of faith, mental illness, and the very existence of evil. Number 7. The Enfield Poltergeist. Our investigation now takes us to Enfield, England, where in 1977 the Hodgson family found themselves at the mercy of a malevolent entity. Peggy Hodgson, a single mother, lived with her 4 children in a seemingly ordinary council house. Their lives were soon turned upside down when furniture began moving on its own. Objects flew across rooms, and disembodied voices echoed through the halls. The focus of the haunting quickly centered on 11-year-old Janet Hodgson. who claimed to be possessed by a malevolent spirit. The Enfield poltergeist case attracted international attention, with paranormal investigators and skeptics alike drawn to the Hodgson home. Despite intense scrutiny, the true nature of the Enfield poltergeist remains a mystery to this day. Number 6. The possession of Michael Taylor. In 1974, Michael Taylor, a devout churchgoer, experienced a sudden and dramatic change in personality. His gentle demeanor was replaced by fits of rage and bizarre behavior. Believed to be possessed, an exorcism was performed. The exorcism had devastating consequences, culminating in a brutal attack on his wife. The possession of Michael Taylor serves as a chilling reminder of the destructive power of evil. Number 5. The Southend Werewolf. Our journey into the darkness of demonic possession takes a strange turn as we explore the bizarre case of Bill Ramsey, a man who believed himself to be possessed by a werewolf. In the 1980s, Ramsey, a seemingly ordinary man living in Southend, England, began experiencing terrifying transformations. He claimed to be overcome by an uncontrollable urge to attack people, believing himself to be possessed by a werewolf spirit. Ramsey's behavior became increasingly erratic and violent. Psychiatrists, baffled by Ramsey's condition, diagnosed him with clinical lycanthropy, a rare psychiatric syndrome. While some dismissed Ramsey's claims as the ramblings of a madman, others believed he was genuinely possessed by a malevolent entity. The Southend werewolf case remains a perplexing and disturbing example of the intersection between mental illness, folklore, and the unknown. Number 4. The Loudun Possessions. We journey back in time to 17th century France, where the small town of Loudun became the epicenter of a mass possession that shocked and horrified the nation. The events began in an Ursuline convent, where a group of nuns claimed to be possessed by demons. They exhibited bizarre and disturbing behavior, contorting their bodies, speaking in tongues and claiming to be tormented by unseen forces. As the hysteria spread, accusations of witchcraft and demonic influence gripped the town. Fingers were pointed at Urbain Grandier, the charismatic and controversial parish priest, who was accused of summoning demons to possess the nuns. Grandier, despite proclaiming his innocence, was arrested and put on trial for witchcraft. The Loudun possessions serve as a chilling reminder of the dangers of mass hysteria and the devastating consequences of unchecked accusations. Number 3. The Exorcism of Roland Doe. Our investigation takes us to the heart of one of the most iconic and terrifying cases of demonic possession, the case that inspired the horror classic The Exorcist. In the late 1940s, a young boy known only as Roland Doe became the focus of a harrowing ordeal. The boy, whose true identity remains a closely guarded secret, began exhibiting strange and disturbing behavior after the death of his beloved aunt. Objects moved on their own in his presence, furniture overturned, and disembodied voices echoed through his home. Fearing for the boy's life and soul, his family sought the help of religious authorities. The exorcism of Roland Doe remains one of the most well-documented and unsettling cases of demonic possession. Number 2. The Watseka Wonder. In 1877, Lurks Venom of Watseka, Illinois, became the center of a strange possession case. She claimed to be possessed by Mary Roff, a local girl who had died years earlier. Unlike violent cases, Mary Roff's spirit was benevolent. Lurks displayed Mary's memories and recognized her family. The Watseka Wonder challenges our understanding of consciousness and identity. And of our number 1 for today's creepiest cases of demonic possession, the exorcism of Clara Germana Cele. Our countdown culminates with one of the most terrifying and well-documented cases of demonic possession in history, the exorcism of Clara Germana Cele. In 1906, in South Africa, 16-year-old Clara Germana Cele became the victim of a horrifying possession. It began subtly, with strange noises and whispers, but soon escalated into a living nightmare. Clara spoke in languages she'd never learned, levitated, and exhibited superhuman strength. 2 priests, Fathers Erasmus and Mandus, were called upon to perform the exorcism. What followed was a grueling 48-hour battle against the demonic forces that had taken hold of Clara. The exorcism of Clara Germana Cele stands as a chilling testament to the power of belief, the depths of human vulnerability, and the terrifying possibility that some forces are beyond our comprehension. Thank you 3am Tales listeners for joining us on this spine-chilling journey through the top 10 creepiest cases of demonic possessions. Remember, the truth is often stranger than fiction. We've explored the dark side of human experience, where the veil between our world and the supernatural wears thin. These stories remind us that some mysteries remain unsolved, some forces unexplained. Remember to like, subscribe to our channel, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any updates or episodes. So until we meet again, keep exploring the unknown, but be careful not to venture too far into the shadows.